Alright, so the information said in this video might not actually be correct. I'm not an electrician, nor am I claiming to be an electrician. Anyways, hey, what's up guys? It's the Minty Caliber here. So I did a build the other day in my Tsunami RDA, the same RDA that I use for my mechanical mod, just because it looks sick as tits. And the build that's in here is a quad parallel coming in at 0.24. Now, it is not 4 parallel coils, it's one coil with 4 strands of 28 gauge Kanthal wrapped around a 2.4 millimeter bit. There's 5 wraps, and she ramps up pretty good. So you're probably thinking to yourself, 0.24, well, I have a single coil that's about that range. Why isn't mine ramping up as fast as this? Well, here's the thing. Before I get into this, I gotta say this ramps up just right for me. When I was doing this build, I had a Goldilocks moment, and my buddy actually kind of pointed it out. He's like, "Oh, you're having a Goldilocks moment over there. It's not too slow, it's not too fast, it's just right." Because I went through 2 builds trying to perfect this and get it where I want it, and this is where I want it. So the first build was 0.5, the second build was around a 0.4, 0.3-ish, somewhere's around there, and then I ended up with 0.2, and I absolutely love it. But enough of that. So the reason your build might not be ramping up as fast as mine is because of the type of wire you're using, like the thickness of it. So if you're using 22 gauge Kanthal, you're going to require a lot more current to actually make that wire heat up. So it's going to require a lot more power in terms of either voltage or wattage, whichever you may be using. And if you're on a mechanical like I am, well, 4.2 volts is just simply not enough for a thick gauge wire like that. I've tested it. My findings are correct. I mean, let's go ahead and pull out the Royal Hunter because it's got a zero point 0.2 resistant build on it. All right. Unscrew the Addy. Unscrew the Addy. 0.2. So slow. So slow. Using 22 gauge Kanthal. My preferred wire for regulated builds. It vapes, but it's crazy slow to me. It really is. I mean, I could take short hits with it. It's no problem. But I just like having this warmer vape. It does give me a decently warmer vape. The flavor, in my opinion, is a lot better on this build. And obviously, this build right here is built for this specific mech mod with the batteries that I obviously use. So yeah. But thicker gauge wire requires more current to drive the actual coils, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thinner gauge. All right, so the easiest way to explain it is thinner gauge wire has a higher resistance compared to thinner gauge wire or thicker gauge wire. I was about to say thinner. Thicker gauge wire has a lower resistance. Easiest way to put it: more metal mass requires more power, and in simple terms, a mech mod fully charged battery with the same resistant build just isn't going to cut it. It's not. It requires too much voltage to actually drive those coils. And if you can't get it firing, it's going to be really slow and you're just going to get frustrated. So just, if you're going to get a mechanical mod, just pick up some thinner gauge wire while you're at it. And again, if you want to do a single coil, and that's where the thinner wire kind of causes just a little bit of a problem because it does have a higher internal resistance. Your initial resistance of your actual coil is going to be higher, so that's why you put it in a parallel configuration. So you have one strand of wire going loop, and then it just continues like that. And it just it makes it a lot easier, and you're not pulling your hair out. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's That's why your builds, your point 0.2 builds aren't really ramping up fast on a mechanical mod. It's because 9 times out of 10 you're using a thicker wire. But anyways, guys, this is the Minty Caliber signing out.